All right, everyone. First, a little bit of a disclaimer here. Jared Holt is a public persona being spoken of in the media. It's perfectly fine for me to talk about him. It's not bullying in any way. I don't believe in deplatforming, unlike Jared Holt. But here's the thing. There are links in the description. You can peruse them of actually posts that he made very publicly. Again, perfectly public posts. One's an archive because he then took it down because he's like, oh, this might be bad for my career, I think, honestly. Jared Holt came out. He's the right-wing watch yellow journalist that I've tangled with. He's defamed, various YouTubers before. Objectively, he had to restructure his first famous article because of that. He's like, whoops, yeah, it makes it look like I'm proclaiming Styx to be a Nazi. That might not be actually legal to do, so maybe I should change this around a little bit. Jared Holt was interviewed, I guess, by Salon the other day, and this comes in the wake of hanging out with HuffPost in Portland, and he's planning, by the way, to go to the Unite the Right bullshit, which is inevitably going to become violent stuff, and so you can bet Jared Holt will be there. He'll try to get your picture so he can post it on his Antifa buddy's website and weird shit like that. Another reason not to go. You should just not have the rally. Let Antifa show up and throw rocks and be violent and then just never show up. That would be the best thing actually to do. Anyone that does show up is an idiot at this point, as it's so doomed to fail. Holt, basically, in no uncertain terms, is claiming at least partial credit for being the one to deplatform Infowars. Now, first and foremost, I am very skeptical of his claim. He's like, well, I'm on Spotify, because, he does a podcast. And I guess he got jealous that his podcast isn't hosted and promoted like Infowars is. He's like, well, my audience is small. I'm jealous, so I'm going to, try to get him deplatformed off Spotify. And he's, I guess, claiming that got the ball rolling with these other sites deplatforming them. First, I'm not sure that's true because I'm pretty sure Spotify was second or third to actually kick him off. But number two, here's the thing. If this is true in any measure, it just corroborates exactly, once again, what I said, which is a couple days ago, speculating the big tech firms didn't, in a vacuum, not collude and individually kick Infowars off. Nor did they themselves simply get together and decide to do that. They were coerced into that by the legacy media. If you think it was Jared Holt, he sends an email to Tim Cook, hey, kick Infowars off, they're bigoted, here's evidence from Right Wing Watch. No. But Jared Holt certainly is one of the people who does stuff like that. No, it was probably much larger media. There's a CNN and the New York Times, probably, groups like that. Because they don't want to compete with Infowars. They want their fucking podcasts and their fucking pages to be more traffic. They don't want to compete with Infowars. Infowars can outcompete a group like the New York Times on a site like YouTube. Of course they want to kick him off. But Right Wing Watch can't even compete with any single significant alt-to-alt media YouTuber. My audience alone on just YouTube is at this point probably 6 times the audience of not just Right Wing Watch, but every group and person directly associated with them across the entire internet, every platform. Like all their Twitters, their individual pages, everything, their personal websites. You conglomerate all those views together, it's maybe 20% at most of my audience just here on YouTube. So it's pretty funny. But he's taking credit. So if you're going to take credit you want to be known as the yellow journalist who broke the internet, I guess. For some reason, that's your greatest goal in life. Hey, I want to be known for being an authoritarian tattletale, basically, who tries to get other people deplatformed because I cannot compete with them directly. By the way, I'm a corporate pawn, literally paid by George Soros, the parent company of Right Wing Watch, is a direct asset of George Soros. It's sort of like People for the American Way or whatever it's called. That's what I want to be remembered for. In my career, I want to be remembered for taking some pictures, hanging out with dudes that don't have a chin from Huffington Post, drinking Tecate. It's like, yeah, when the Tecate is the best beer on the table, then that table has fucking problems. And that's what I want to be known for. I want to be known for not making content of my own that's good and causes me to be well known because people absorb my content because it's worth listening to. I want to go after other people's content. It's like a kid, and he's like, well, I don't have that shiny toy, the other kid does, so I'm going to go and break it because I'm jealous. That's basically Jared Holt's strategy in a nutshell. That's really what you want to do with your life. Trust me, you will be remembered as being on the wrong side of history. People who create are remembered more fondly generally than people that destroy. You are a destroyer, not a creator. It's like his podcast there. How many people listen to it? 10, maybe 100 people tops or something like that. It's like he's telling Salon in basically different words. He's saying, I was jealous of Alex Jones on Spotify being promoted because he's popular, more popular than me. So I decided to pitch a fit and go and try to get him deplatformed. And then I got him kicked off all these other websites somehow. I don't believe that as far as I can throw it, but it's still a very funny, cringy claim. And if you look at you look at these, the screenshot in the archive, links in the description again, from his post, he's saying like sexist and homophobic things, and he came out and he said, well, I didn't actually write this up. The high schooler seniors did, and they forced me to post it. They made me post it. It's like, come on, dude. That's just so goofy. Then why didn't you take it down until I confronted you last year about it? Why did you wait for almost a decade to take it down if you didn't even mean what you said there? And it's like, it says creepy stuff about middle schoolers and things. I think people have a right to know that this exists. And consumer protection, it's a goal of mine. You know, you try to get people deplatformed off podcasting sites out of a jealous rage. I create content and let people know about, you know, people like you. That's just sort of the symbiosis of the internet, I suppose. No, I feel just fine. I can't wait to be remembered in the future as someone who created content that made people laugh, or it made people chuckle, or it made people informed. You don't get to do that, and so you decided to go after other people. In the process, by the way, you've awakened, and pardon the pun considering who you're talking about, a sleeping giant, which is that the average American really, really doesn't like the fact that Infowars has been abused. They side with them over you, and they don't even like Alex Jones by and large. Some of them didn't even know who he was until a couple days ago, so congrats, you gave him free publicity. Now they're going to be posting posters up all over the place and advertising him even more. He gets a grand army of people who don't even listen to his material supporting him by default because they don't support you. That's about all. Peace out.